He went in, he
Yeah,
went off, he went
before
all
he had to,
directions,
I
all
like that mic drop. Before he bounced, he said, "Yo, before you follow us, follow yourself."
Oh, yourself.
Mic drop.
Follow you. Come on, this is the type
He
of time
started
that
with
we on.
self-love, man, so it's only right.
But this is the type of time we on. We appreciate everybody in this live, and if you've heard something beneficial so far, please share this live with 10 people, like that you know will find it beneficial in your soul. Because what we just embarked upon just now was a master. You know what I mean? He's definitely a master. Everybody here is a master in their own right. And then now we got another one who just came in here. Zulu King.
Clap it up for the Zulu King.
I'm talking about the Zulu training. Shouts to Reverend Rah. He's been on Black Panther 1. He's in Black Panther 2. You can find him everywhere. But he's so powerful and he's so humble at the same time. So, you know, we appreciate your presence, brother. How's it going for you?
Man, thank you so much for that introduction. You know, I was actually listening to the conversation, and I appreciated what you were talking about in terms of there being a software in the mind. And I realized that a lot of people are moving with a virus within their own mind. Right? It's usually the virus that allows us to, well, that doesn't allow us to see setbacks as setups. Right? So when you realize that the setback is actually the setup, then you move with this sense of optimism and enthusiasm, because you realize that every struggle, every obstacle is actually an opportunity to refine your character and to expand your sense of creativity. You know, you learn that life is about creative problem solving. It's not about achieving a destination. I was reading the book Principles by Ray Dalio today, and Ray was talking about how, you know, it's not about achieving a goal. It's about learning how to struggle well. Because everybody's gonna struggle, but learning how to struggle well. I think that was the key to me, where I was just like, okay, everybody's struggling, but it's not about struggling. You don't want to have a struggling mindset, but you do want to have a mindset where you are able to find a balance within the struggle, in the sense that, you know what? I'm always gonna come up with these situations, but what is the principle behind this situation? Because there are only so many situations that we're going to encounter in our lives that are just different permutations of the same thing. You know,
I appreciate that you said, because every setback is a set up for a comeback, 100,000%. But there's that part of struggle well. When I'm struggling at the gym, or you know what I mean, or whether I'm doing this or that, there's music going on for me. When I'm struggling, I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? So after a while, it starts to transcend the struggle. You know what I mean? Like, this is why I say fall in love with the process, because the process itself, you likely 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be with the process longer than the actual manifestation, like than the actual vision. Like, all right, myself in this house,
right.
There, and, you know what I mean, having this, like, okay, but how long does that even last? Like, after a while, that's gonna be cool, but then you're gonna want to build on something else, because it's that life's natural inclination to want to get better. You know what I mean? So we evolve.
And that's like in every scenario as well. You know, it doesn't matter if you're at a 9 to 5. If you chose to be there, you might as well enjoy your time there, instead of just like beating yourself up the entire, I don't know, like 8 hours you're there, and just like, oh man, like I hate this job, I hate this person, I hate that person, I hate what I'm doing. Like, you might as well make it joyful. If you're choosing to be there and spend your time, you're going to spend all those hours in a state of, you know, a negative vibration, when you can be saying great things to yourself and just knowing that you're in that for like just so much amount of time.
You know, and for some people it's a difficult paradigm, who have like an entrepreneurial mind, who already realize that, you know, I'm in a losing paradigm if I'm trading my time for money. But then, you know, people think that when let's say you're working at CVS, right? And you slack off, you know, you're not really as attentive to the, you know, to the customers. You're not really, you know, paying attention to what you need to stock. you just kind of just like in that realm lackadaisical. But they're like, you know what? But when I get home, I'm gonna go hard. You know, I'm gonna go crazy. The thing is that you're the same person when you take that uniform off, in the sense that when you're there for 8 hours, we only have 24 hours in the day. So for 1/4 of the time that you have available to you, that consistency is going to stay, or that consistency of activity is going to stay within your subconscious mind, and it's going to carry yourself into how you act outside of when you're at outside that KO, you know.
Right.
So you'll say, okay, so I'm going to, it's the power, it's really the power of momentum, you know. I just
Yes. Talk
That's the
about it.
word that came to mind. Yeah.
rest.
Talk about it.
So that 8 hour momentum of you being lackadaisical, you take off the uniform. It's gonna, when you get home to quote unquote work on your business, it's gonna carry, that momentum is gonna carry on in the
Peace,
house.
Alex.
You know?
Yes. And absolutely, 100,000%. I appreciate that you said that, because I think it was you, Rah, that actually like put that concept in my mind of building momentum. You know what I mean? And knowing what you're building momentum toward, because, you know, just like he was speaking about his language, crew, he was talking about being in alignment and out of alignment. You know, my language for that is cosmic habit force, hypnotic rhythm. You know what I mean? So, you know, with the cosmic habit voice, it's about building a habit, so much so, which, by the way, we're going to be speaking about this Monday. So make sure that you tap in. Link is in my bio for the Mastermind Monday class. But anyway, that cosmic habit force comes when you start building this habit of being in momentum. You're constantly in momentum with a specific direction, though, because you created something
Mm-hmm.
called fixation, a fixation inside of your mind. Your mind becomes fixated on getting it done, so much so that the cosmic
Mm-hmm.
habit force takes over and you're doing it automatically. You have successfully programmed your mind to be on autopilot. So if you
Mm-hmm.
start
Is like,
the opposite
You're always heading
application of
somewhere.
that, exactly, you're always heading somewhere. And this is the negative application of that is the hypnotic rhythm when you actually step into a hypnosis. When you actually, like, you're still doing a habit, but you're not conscious of the habit. Just like being at work and not being grateful that you have a job. You know what I mean? Like, not being grateful in the first place. There's some people out here that don't have any means of income. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if you can actually take that vibration with you everywhere you go, like Bliss said, King Bliss said, he said you've chosen to be there, and some people feel like they're trapped and they have to be there, and but the fact that and some of them feel like they didn't make a choice, they just had to do it. But then you not making a choice was your negligence, and that it was your choice. So
Mm-hmm.
either way, whatever way you want to cut it and look at it, you are exactly where you're supposed to be, but you also have a space where you can actually sit, look at some of your new habits, and then begin to apply them. This is your universe. What do we have here, Bliss?
Said programming your mind to be on autopilot. How do people trigger that positive action?
Through what he just said, building momentum.
to
Mm-hmm.
tap into what you said in terms of you know, I Ash Cash, right? His name is I am Ash Cash. On, he's like one of somebody, you know, who works with Earn Your Leisure. We actually talked about, you know, one way that you can optimize looking at T.E.A.L is seeing it as the first investor in your business. So you're at the JO and you're like, man, like,
That's exactly what, yeah.
hate that I have to be here right now, but it's just like, you know, think about where's that income going? The income is going to go into you launching your first business, you launching your product. It's going to go into you feeding yourself so that you have the energy to launch your business. You know what I mean? So that you have that comfortability to move outside of your basic needs, because we understand that if you don't have your needs taken care of, then your sense of creativity is going to be damaged as well. So let's say you don't have shelter, you don't have, you know, food, you don't have clothing readily accessible, which you're going to get your first investor, which is quote unquote your JO, then it's going to stifle your creativity in terms of you creating that business and abundance that you visualize for yourself.
Mm. So
Wow.
true. And brother, that's a practice that, man, that got me through some time, brother. Just like knowing that that was an investment, you know, knowing that I chose to be there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use this money for this. You know, everything is like a stepping stone. And that's the power of intention, you know, knowing that, yeah, moving with intention. You got to move it. You're not just there, just floating around. Oh, I just had to, why are you at a job? Oh, I'm just making money. To what ends? You know, you got to have an end. You got to have
to maintain.
Something.
Nah, I said to maintain.
Yeah, right. And
nah,
you know, another thing.
To maintain.
Right. Just to maintain. No, you gotta. Wow, what was it that came to mind? It'll come back to me. But yeah, I just want to throw that in.
I apologize.
That's all good.
I was just excited what you said. But to kind of add to what you said, while it comes back, the pattern that platform that you have, like if you're pissed at that platform, it shows your level of gratitude. Remember that gratitude is the access. Is the access. It opens your eyes to what you have. Second, you're great. Remember last live we said it's not about saying thank you, but it's about feeling thank you. Before you say thank you, you get the feeling first. But that feeling can only come from an awareness of how much abundance you have with you at this moment right now. So when your eyes become open, you actually see like, wait a minute, I've never been in a low situation, really. Not really, not totally, and not fully. Because as we started in this, said that the poverty mindset always feels like it doesn't have access. But the wealthy mindset knows that it has access, and it will always find a way out. There is always a way out. Do not let your mind try to make you think that there's no way out of your situation, because it's false.
Right.
I think it's interesting because even when you think about, I'm going back into momentum. You know, when you're somebody who's in the moment kind of, let's say there's a doorway, right? The moment stops at the door, but the momentum is moving forward and naturally opens the door, pushes that quote unquote access point, that barrier forward, and you realize that momentum is moment I am. Oh, okay.
You breaking down the sounds.
I am the moment.
I am the moment. That's what momentum is.
I am in the moment.
You know, and so it's that
present in the moment,
moving forward of, you know what, everything that was created in this paradigm, in this reality, was created from thought. So I can move this same obstacle with that same optimization.
Because I created the obstacle. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say too, because there was a conversation about alignment earlier, and this idea of you're never not connected, because remember, you have to be connected to even create an experience of feeling disconnected. So you're never not connected, like,
and everything's always guiding you towards realignment.
Yeah, and it's just about where you're putting your faith. Like, faith is always working. It's just that sometimes some of us use it in reverse gear. Use it in reverse gear. We put it on the things we don't want, and we keep it off the things that we do want sometimes. And this is where we need to kind of shift. You put your faith on the things that you want. You leave your mind on the things you want, and off the things you don't want. Off, like if you don't want it, it should be kicked out of your head like a bouncer. You need to have a mental bouncer. That's your conscious mind. Like, bounce up like this, straight up. What is that?
Don't want, right? Fear, right? The things that we don't want is fear. And I always say that there are F's, right? You have faith in that, you have fear. But really, when you really think about it, you only have one F, because fear is faith in fear, right? That fear is faith in fear. You're like, you know what? I might as well just live from the paradigm of optimistic faith, because that's the only thing that existed anyway. I'm just optimistically believing in the negative, which is that fear or that false evidence appearing real.
Absolutely. And this is the difference between fear and love, is that love is knowing, fear is not knowing.
Right.
Like when you're fearful.
And I have an acronym for faith. It's facts acquired in the heart. Didn't mean to cut you off, though, bro.
Say that again.
Facts acquired in the heart. Faith.
Rah left. Faith is facts acquired in the heart. Yo, shout out to Black Professor who just came in the room. I'm actually wearing his brand right now. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to he put the little emerald right there on there, you know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Shout out to him. He been going crazy. Make sure that you get those. Go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
I gotta holler at Black Professor.
now go
Nah,
like ASAP. Like leave this live. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, wait a second. Yeah, get you that gold, you go,
He's
get
going
you that
crazy.
gold, you go, get you that gold, you go.
He's going crazy.
I love it.
Out
He's
here.
going crazy. You got to get a blue one, Bliss.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I already see it.
Bliss.
I'm wearing it right. Yo, see it,
Exactly.
Yo, I love it.
I wish you could jump on and really just kind of.
Yeah, if you want to come on, you can. But this is just to reset the room, kind of like it's like Clubhouse, like just to reset the room. So we're talking about overcoming challenges. This is T.E.A.L room. T.E.A.L stands for telling everyone about love. It's basically something that brother Bliss and I, because you know I'm green, Bliss is blue, so those come together, they create T.E.A.L. You know what I mean? And we're always about love, always about seeing the challenges that come with love. You know what I mean? And then overcoming those challenges. So whatever it is, and even if you have any questions, you can just drop them in the chat, whatever it is. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me make my sandwich. Oh, that thought did come back. That thought came back after all. It was something I was reminded of Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, and he's speaking of doing more than what you're paid for. You know, it's like
an extra mile.
Yeah, just like
Emerald, go man. Look at Emerald face. Go
it kind of reminds me of something else too. It's like
go
we
in,
get.
Because you listen to this how many times a day? Go in, bro. I know you want to do it. Yeah, do it.
Nah, no. Go ahead, Bliss.
Yeah, no, it also reminds me
Bliss.
of
No, you know why I'm going
like
back to
bills.
Bliss? Because Bliss is the Grant Cardone. Bliss is the 10x king right now. You know what I'm saying? So when it takes the action and when it comes to generating massive action, a lot of times people sell themselves short. You know what I mean? Sometimes we have a specific goal and we see the goal be so far from us, so we think. So therefore, instead of changing the action that we're taking to manifest that goal, we change the goal. We lower the goal.
Right. Nah, I don't lower the goal. Change the action. Change the action. Change the action. I say. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold back.
I heard a millionaire. He said, if you have a goal that you know that you can achieve, then you're actually selling yourself short. You need to have a goal that scares. You need to have goals that scares you. If you have a goal that you 100% know that you can achieve, it's not really a goal.
Absolutely,
it's a want, but it's not something that's really going to propel you. You need to have a goal that scares you a little bit, that make you feel a little bit of quote unquote doubt, because as soon as that doubt comes the quote unquote faith. In a sense that faith is only faith activated. Faith in itself there should be, when you see the word faith, you should see an invisible with a visible parentheses or quotations activated faith. There is no faith quote unquote in itself.
I've been quoting the Bible for some reason this whole life. You know what I mean? And because there's just some gems in there, and there's a point, I think it's Hebrews 11:1. It says that faith is the assured. It says the assured expectation of things hoped for, and assurance about what we do not see. So it's assured expectation of hope for. I'm assured. You know what I mean? Expect it, even though I don't see it.
And that's another thing too, like faith and how powerful it is. It's like let's say with prayer, and people praying for things that they want, and then in the same note doubting what they're praying for. So it's like, then who or what are you praying to? Because if you don't believe in
they don't really believe in God.
That which if you say you're praying to a God that can do all, is omnipotent, is all powerful, but yet you doubt that God is going to give you what you've asked for. So I think it's prayer in vain. That's a lack of faith.
You're praying in vain. Wow.
I think really they're praying wrong. in the sense that when I pray, I don't ask, I thank him.
You think? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't say, like, in the morning when I don't say, Most High, please bless me with the spirit of guidance. Please bless me with the spirit of discernment. Please bless me with the spirit of understanding. Please give my family traveling mercies. Thank you for waking me up this morning. I say, Most High, thank you for blessing me with the spirit of discernment.
Yes.
Thank you for blessing me with the spirit of understanding.
Yes.
Thank you for blessing me with the spirit of guidance. Thank you for waking my family up this morning. Thank you for giving them traveling mercies as they go throughout their day and they traverse throughout their endeavors, So you
It's already
already
done.
move. It's that same activated faith. As soon as you pray and you say it's already done, now it comes that same expectation. Since I already thanked him, I'm already looking for the opportunities for it to be true. As opposed to if I ask him, I'm happen because I'm not looking for it. If I say Most High, thank you for the spirit of guidance. I expect, okay, when I'm about to walk in the street and I step back in the car, zoom past me, I was looking for that. Okay, I'm looking for it now. I'm looking for the opportunities
You're more
for my
aware.
prayer
You're
to
more
be right.
open. Yeah, I love that, bro.
And
Love
also
that.
don't
You're
be
looking for
afraid to put in the
confirmation.
work.
Yes.
But he said and don't be afraid to put in the work either, because faith without works is dead. That's another scripture from the Bible. I don't know why I'm just getting Bible down. You know what I mean? But I don't know why. But faith without works is dead. You know what I mean? Like, so let me see. Jay Evans says, besides the Quran, what's y'all #1 favorite book? He talking.
Yeah.
But
It's like, damn, you don't know who talking to. Like,
Honestly, I don't truly have a favorite at this,
Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
It's called The Power of Perception by EmeraldStxne.
Yeah. That's right.
But it's tied. It's at a tie though with Sensuous Sapio,
Right.
and by Reverend Rah, and Dreams of Bliss.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you, bro. I love that. Yeah. My favorite book is my book.
but
y'all book.
On the honest
Right.
tip, just to give you 3 recommendations right now. What's another 3 books I feel like you can gain value from? The reason I'm looking away from my camera is actually I'm looking at my library.
Show us the library, bro. Show us the library. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
No, because I've realized over time, that the library is overwhelming and nobody can really take it in. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna bring 3 right here. I'm gonna bring 3.
Yeah, bring some.
I'll mention 3 as well. One that I'm reading right now, and it's called The Slight Edge, which is a powerful book in itself. And The Slight Edge really just describes the power of momentum and compounding. Every day, just take one more step. People overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. So,
That's a fact. I appreciate that because Prince Donnell was talking about. He said, "Yo, he had a post. He said, you want to know how to get rich? Focus on one thing for 10 years, right? And at the end of those 10 years, you're going to be the 1% that knows that subject to that degree, and then you can start charging your clients 1% money because everybody wants to,
Bro, he went crazy with that. Wow.
Bro. And especially, so one book I highly recommend, The Complete Works of Florence Scovel Shinn. It's filled with affirmations. It's filled with universal laws. I learned, how to basically. I learned the law of circulation. I learned that giving is receiving. There's a lot of universal laws I learned from that book. The second book is called Power versus Force by I believe it's by David Hawkins. Extremely powerful book.
Power versus Force.
Actually, the way that they calculated that book is amazing, right? There's a test that they have that can calculate they have a test that can calculate the consciousness of a certain thing, right? So they actually have a scale of how much quote unquote consciousness is within a certain chapter. So they'll say, okay, we calculate the consciousness. The consciousness in every chapter is 900 and above. You know what I mean? And so they're actually giving you, in the book, they're giving you chapters that's literally going to elevate your consciousness, right? So come in, my G. The last book is the Kabbalion. You already know the Kabbalion, filled with the Hermetic principles, the universal laws. That's where I learned that, for example, a lot of people learn about the law of attraction, but a lot of people don't know about who in here. A lot of people, we're actually talking about the law of attraction, right? Where a lot of people know about The Secret. And The Secret talks about the law of attraction, but the Hermetic principles goes further and it teaches about the law of vibration, right? And why that's important is because the law of attraction is the first level that you need to know about it, but it teaches you that when you attract something, you're taking from the external to the internal. Like, I need to get something from out there and attract it to myself. That's what the law of attraction. But the law of vibration teaches you that you're actually vibrating on the frequency, and that manifestation is going to come through you out into your reality. So the vibration is an internal to external base, and attraction is external to internal base.
Exactly.